Hello everyone, my name is Sugandhi Tirunavakarasu. I'm here to present my project on secondhand smoke exposure and prevalent oral oncogenic HPV types. Human papillomavirus has been known to cause various types of cancer, specifically oropharyngeal cancer. Recent data has shown that the most common HPV-related cancer is oropharyngeal squamous cell carcinoma, which is also known as oropharyngeal cancers. According to CDC, trends in oropharyngeal cancers have been increasing since 1999. It has been established that tobacco and alcohol use are major risk factors of OPSCC, and 70% of OPSCC may be associated with HPV. There are body of evidence from past studies that show strong association between current smoking status and oral HPV infections. However, it can be difficult to adjust for differences in sexual behavior, which may explain some of the increased risk among smokers. Therefore, we explore the association between secondhand smoke and any high oral oncogenic HPV types among non-smokers after adjusting for high-risk sexual behaviors in an effort to explore if it is the smoke exposure itself that is increasing the risk of oral oncogenic HPV. We obtained data from N. Haynes from years 2009 to 2016. For our analysis, we sampled non-smokers, self-reported to be never and former smokers between the ages of 20 and 59. Our main exposure of interest is secondhand smoke exposure, which was measured using blood serum cotinine, and our main outcome of interest is any high oral oncogenic HPV type strains, which was obtained from purified DNA sample from oral rinse procedure. Some of the self-reported covariates analyzed were smoking behavior, oral sexual behavior, and alcohol use per week. Rationalized confounders were adjusted in this analysis taken from previous studies. We performed both adjusted and unadjusted logistic regression, taking into consideration the enhanced complex sampling and weighting in SAS. We also tested for effect measure modification by stratifying data on alcohol use. Overall, 32.8% of our cotinine sample were non-detectable, and 54.2% had minor exposure to SHS. 4.8% had significant exposure to SHS, and 8.2% had very high cotinine level mirroring current smokers' cotinine level. There were high percentage of non-smokers in the minor exposure to SHS level compared to other levels of cotinine. This is consistent among gender and non-smoking status, which is former and never smokers, number of oral sexual partners, and other covariates not listed here. Overall, 96% of our sample population were negative to any high oral HPV, and 3.3% were positive to any high oral HPV. This was consistent among gender, both among former and never smokers, and number of oral sex partners. Additionally, other covariates not listed here also had similar trend. Our unadjusted model for our main findings indicate all three levels of cotinine were significantly associated. Covariates such as gender, having higher than 2 oral sex partners over lifetime, were also significantly associated. After adjusting for serum cotinine, age, gender, race, education, number of oral sex partners over lifetime, and average weekly alcohol use, only gender and number of oral sex partners over lifetime were significantly associated. Our study confirms findings from existing literature that secondhand smoke exposure among non-smokers is associated with squamous cell carcinomas. Additionally, we demonstrated secondhand smoke exposure among non-smokers is associated with increased risk of developing any oral oncogenic HPV. However, this result is not statistically significant, and it could be because adjusted model was based on previous research and might have been incomplete in accounting for important potential confounders. Therefore, thorough literature review may be helpful to refine our adjusted models. Our findings also demonstrate gender and having more than 1 oral sex partners over a lifetime can increase the risk of any oral high oncogenic HPV. Additionally, average alcohol use was stratified, but the result rendered no association. Results from the final model should be interpreted with caution, as there are other unmeasured confounders that can lead to mistaken interpretation of these estimates. A major strength of this study is that N. Haynes uses population-based nationally representative sample of individuals, and one limitation is that smoking behavior, alcohol use, and risky sexual behaviors were self-reported, leading to recall bias due to misreporting from participants. Additionally, future study could address unmeasured confounders such as using negative control exposure or negative control outcome. Finally, This study can improve public health practice by deepening our understanding of the relationship between smoke exposure and oral oncogenic HPV. Thank you.